All right. Scarlett, have you tried tracking where we found the dog, seeing if we can trace from where the dog came? I know it's a day later, but it's
I think
the only lead that we have right now, so...
I think did we track it the day before? Yeah, like yesterday, but maybe worth trying it again. I mean,
From
I
where you
guess,
found it yesterday at the crossroads.
Yeah.
Yeah, from where we
Okay.
killed it.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, we'd be as well going back and for me tracking it. What role is that?
That'll be survival roll.
Survival.
So you go back to the crossroads. There's sort of a vague stain where the blood from the death dog was. And Scarlet pokes around.
18.
And you find a small trail of, broken blades of grass and bits of some sort of meat that was possibly hanging from its mouth at one stage, sort of all the way leading into the forest. No one else can spot this. It's your magical ranger ability to track things.
Okay, so I would fill the rest of the group in. There seems to be signs that it's went into the forest.
Do you feel confident that you could follow this trail in the forest, not just up to it?
Only way is to try.
Good answer. Okay, at this point, I've like unslung my bow from my shoulder and I've got an arrow ready as I follow her.
Also, did you guys try checking the sheriff's house?
The sheriff isn't from around here. He's a shiree, so he'll have jurisdiction over several different areas. I didn't ask if he was from here, but that's the impression I got from Battle Roar last night. Perhaps we should head back to the deputy and ask.
Mrs. Miggins is still out front near you guys. She's sweeping the front of the inn. She looks like she's doing work, but you all vaguely know that she's just trying to eavesdrop on your conversation using any excuse. She's the gossipy sort. She runs an inn. And she chimes in and goes, "Oh, don't worry about that. He normally stays in the inn when he comes through."
At that point, I would turn to her and ask, does he have a room kept for him? Or is it just one of the regular rooms?
Oh, no, just one of the regular rooms.
Okay. And he doesn't
Just,
leave anything
in return for, protection and, the services that they provide, we just, make sure they've got bread and board when they come through.
I don't suppose he would keep a lockbox here at all?
He may do. If he does, it would be in the town hall rather than in my inn. There's too many thieving folk come through here.
Really? I wouldn't have thought any thieving sort would come to such a delightful and quaint village.
She looks at you and she nods. She goes, no, obviously, no, not yourselves. You're good, upstanding gentlemen. But occasionally you do get the odd folk around.
These are trying times indeed. Well, he might have kept some items that may lead to an idea of what this might be about, but we should probably follow these tracks if we've got a chance to, whilst we've got the chance. If we come up with nothing, then we can go to the town hall and check out there.
Yeah, let's go. And I start walking towards the woods.
I start walking, but generally deferring to Scarlett's sense of direction in this case.
It's okay, I've got it.
Okay.
I'll tag along because I guess we're staying. I would have left. I don't really care about the money, but okay. Let's keep doing this. We need to find the necromancer.
Man, these arrows cost a lot.
You spent 20 gold on arrows?
No. I might if I keep accidentally shooting you in the neck. Depends how often that happens.
And with that, if Scarlet can make another survival check as you get up to the edge of the forest.
By the way, I'm sorry about that, Harmill. It was an accident.
You can do it.
I want to believe you. I really do.
Is there any way I can assist, or how does that?
Sure. Normally, if you could mention that beforehand, I'll count that in. But if you could make a check now, survival roll yourself.
And then
Yeah. If you make a survival roll yourself.
All right.
How many people can assist on something like that?
You fail to assist.
Mind.
Either you can do it as a group check, or you can do it as an assist check. In which case, I won't let more than one person assist. If you want to do it as a group check, that's the alternative.
I'm more likely to lead you astray
Really?
than to actually help. So
I don't like her roll. Can we do it again?
Aramil stubs his toe on an upturned tree stump.
What? I didn't roll.
I didn't make you take HP. So
What
you
response?
don't manage to assist. Wolfslayer points at like an upturned tree and goes, "That the death dog?" And Scarlet just ignores, and follows this little trail that she still manages to spot further into the forest. At which point, you notice that the tracks of a group of probably human-sized or human-weighted individuals, possibly dwarves, possibly elves, possibly tieflings, that sort of general personage, do intermingle with the tracks of the death dog. And you remember seeing some of these tracks the night before when you were, looking for the death dog the first time around.
Who saw it? All of us or just Scarlet?
Scarlet.
Okay.
Okay, well, it'll fill in the rest of the group, but there are people that are... I would think that means there's people that are walking with this death dog. That's twice that we've came across this now.
And somehow I doubt that the death dog managed to get the Shire Reeve's belt stuck around its neck by itself. I mean, maybe if it was trying to eat it from the top down and just kept on going through the belt, but I don't... That looked more like a collar to me. A grim trophy, to be sure, but... I suspect we may have slain someone's pet.
Yep, let's keep going.
Okay.
Let's go.
Lead the way.
Got a
Go find the
trail to
necromancer.
follow. Let's keep following it.
Right. I will require another survival check. Does anyone want to assist or do it as a group check?
Aramil, do you have a high wisdom?
Very high. Yeah.
Then assist. Because even if
Okay,
you haven't got
I will
proficiency...
Okay,
assist.
Aramil, make a survival check.
Okay.
Okay, Scarlet, you have an advantage on the survival check.
Oh, okay. So that's...
She's
two...
rolled an 18 already.
Yeah.
And now can roll another.
I rolled a 13.
What's the advantage again? 2d20, keep...
Oh, you
didn't
just
you-
well, you already rolled one, so just roll another d20 with +4,
another.
and you take the higher of the two. Yeah.
Also, if at any point anyone wants to add an inspiration die to their roll, we have just passed the inspiration die goal threshold.
Fantastic! Well
We're
done,
at
everyone. Thank you very
24%
much.
of today's. Thank you very much, people. So which are you going to pick? The 18?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you follow this group of tracks, which do now definitely indicate that there are probably 5 people, probably all human, who are definitely walking sort of side by side with the death dog, although you do notice that they're probably having trouble controlling it, that there are people misstepping as the death dog sort of obviously turns in its tracks, and there is definitely someone who's struggling against it, like pulling against it or counterweighting themselves, as the tracks are definitely deeper on one side of the foot, so they're probably bracing themselves against some sort of collar.
Scarlet, can you tell if these are like human-sized people or halfling-sized people?
You would judge by the weight and depth of the track that they are probably not halflings because they don't weigh enough. The feet are the
Didn't
same
she
sort of
say
size.
that
as
there
human-
was a group of dwarves? 2 elves, a shady-looking fellow, and a group of dwarves.
There were 2 elves in the tavern the first night we were there. In the corner, being all sneaky.
And as you discuss this, make perception checks.
Okay.
I have a very high passive perception of 15, but
Make a perception check.
That's a 21 with a
It's a
natural,
natural
20.
20. And I got a 9.
it's probably a group check though.
Yeah, it's a group check. So you have massively passed it thanks to a plus
23
2 as opposed to +1 for passing from Wolfset. So you all notice about 150 feet away, in a small clearing in the woods, there are 2 tents. There is a small campfire, which is probably mostly burnt out. There is smoke coming out of the top of it.
Okay.
And you notice 2 figures standing next to the campfire, chatting. You can't really tell what they're chatting about from this distance. They are humans or half-elves in that sort of size. And you can't really tell much more about them from here.
What time of day is it? Is it night already? Or?
It's about afternoon. You set out at midday.
So the sun is high. Ish.
As you look at them, you hear what can only be described as a sniffling whimper of a creature from a bush nearby.
Near them or near us?
Near you. Scarlet notices it first, and it is about 5 off to the side of you.
But we all notice it. Just Scarlet notices it first.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Scarlet, you can react first then.
Yeah, I think I would carefully go towards it.
Okay. So you push past the bush, and you notice hiding under this quite overgrown, sort of low-hanging tree and bush below it is a badger. A fairly large badger, but its pelt is coated in blood, and all across sort of up from its snout all the way to the top of its head, there is some sort of dried, congealed blood which has run down its pelt. And it is obviously scared and somewhat fearful of you, but trying its best to keep quiet. And it's going...
Okay, so it's not likely going to get aggressive on us. It's more scared right now.
Oh, I don't think you can ever trust the badger to do it.
Turn to Aramel and I say, "Is this a normal badger?"
Well, we killed a whole bunch of big ones the other day.
That's
giant
why I'm
badgers are
asking.
also normal, but they're rarer and they're also maybe slightly more aggressive. Giant badgers are still, they're still beasts.
Yeah.
Well, as a druid, I know of a spell that would allow me to speak with them, but I don't have it memorized. Can I just use? I have +5 to animal handling. Can I calm it down? Try to comfort it in some way. Just figure out, maybe analyze like what's wrong with it, why it's hurt, why it's acting this way.
Okay. Scarlet, do you want to assist with that since you are closest?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We also want to kind of hide a little, or at least make ourselves
whilst
conspicuous a
they're
bit.
looking, yeah, definitely. While they're looking to the badger, I'd like to stealth and move to a tree. Just basically put as much of the forest in
I have a
between me
12.
and the people who might see me.
You can roll again because Scarlet assisted you.
Just another D20 +5.
Yeah.
Is that how assists work? I don't understand.
Wow, well done. Natural 20.
Critical.
Congratulations on your new best friend.
Okay.
My pet badger.
You gradually sort of walk up gently towards the badger, hands sort of outstretched, palm open, and Scarlet sort of kneels down next to you, mutters something in some sort of vague animal sounds. You're not sure what they are, and together you manage to just sort of placate the beast somewhat, and it stops sniffling so much, and eventually it rests its head in your hands. And Malthus and Wolfslayer, you sort of duck down into a bush nearby and observe the camp from where you are. Do you want to do anything active, or do you just want to be careful?
I would like to move quietly, stealthily towards the camp to try and get closer to hear what they're saying.
Okay. How close do you want to get?
How close realistically would I be able to hear things?
You can hear things from pretty good distance away. It's not a particularly loud forest.
Well, if it's a quiet forest, that's better for me if they're talking.
Yeah. If you want to make a test from here, perception check.
Okay. Just an 8.
You think they might be talking French. It's a language they speak down south.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
those French girls. I'm familiar with this land.
Yeah, you can't tell. They're
Okay.
they're talking in sort of jovial, hushed tones, but they are aware they're in a forest, so they're not going to shout.
Okay.
But they aren't talking particularly loudly. But they don't seem to be talking edgily. That's all you can really gather.
Okay. I'll be looking back to I'm assuming my party can see me, that I'm basically concealing myself from people I don't want to see me when I stealth.
Yeah. Scarlet and Aramel, are going to have a harder time seeing you because they've sort of half moved into a bush, but everyone can see you.
Wolf Slayer, I sort of like...
Unless you choose to go stealthily a lot further forwards, you're okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of deferring to Wolf Slayer. Like, should we get closer? Should we stay here? What do you want to do, oh battle goddess?
I want to hit things.
We don't know if they need to be hit yet, but okay.
So I turn to Scarlet and I say,
well, I say that to the three of you. I want to hit things.
You always want to hit things. Say, you're rather short for a person. You're a gnome, right, Scarlet? I've heard through my books and reading that you can speak with burrowing mammals. Do you want to perhaps talk to this badger and see what's wrong with it?
Yeah, I can speak to small animals, small beasts.
You can speak to small burrowing mammals.
Okay.
Specifically, badgers.
Okay.
You want to talk to this badger?
Forest gnomes can speak to small beasts. This does not count as a small beast.
So squirrels they could talk to, badgers, different dialects.
It's actually bigger than Scarlet.
Oh.
I want to
It's
hit
a fairly large badger.
Okay. Damn. So, okay, we've calmed it down. What do we do now?
Considering it's still a badger, it's just... I'll let you get very simple concepts across to it, but nothing at all complicated.
Quick, reenact the scene out of the gunslinger.
I can't, no, I can't. I mean, if you guys want me to go meditate for 4 hours, I'll come back and talk to it, but I can't understand what this badger wants. It's bloody, right? It's injured. It's assuming, I'm assuming it was either tortured by the elves or whatever these, I'm assuming they're elves. There's two figures. We saw two elves the other night. They were shady. I don't trust them. It must be elves. And,
well, why not, before you start worrying about trying to talk to the thing, you actually heal it? Because I'm guessing that blood's it, not something else.
well, injuries are natural, Malphus.
Like,
it would be unnatural for me to just heal.
This, but...
Heal its. I mean, that was me though. That was different.
Okay.
Fine. I mean, I could heal it. Let's see.
I'm gonna go hit things.
No, don't go hit things. Not yet. Just relax. Let's see what this badger's all about.
The thing looks like it would eat out of your hand and follow you
It's
into
a
the
wounded
fires.
badger.
I know.
You don't want to mess with the badger. You don't think this is relevant? It's completely irrelevant.
I think it's relevant, but I also think that the longer we stand here, the more likely we are to be the things hit than the things hitting things.
Okay. Well, how about this? I'll keep watch. I will.
The badger licks Aramel's hand.
On this.
Okay. Well, if you are so eager to go charge off and kill yourself, Wolf Slayer, by all means, I will send you on your way with a nice hasted. I'll give you an extra bunch of movement. I can make you run out there and suicide yourself. Is that what you want? You want to go? You can go.
Aramel, the badger looks like it would follow you to death's door
I take
right
that as
now.
a challenge.
Just heal the thing, and let's go over and find out what's happening with these elves. It'd be nice to have a giant badger willing to have our back.
Question. So earlier in the day when we were doing the detect disease thing, that's actually a ritual, which means that if I spend 10 minutes, I can cast it without using a spell slot.
Yeah, I'd assume you would have done that.
Yeah, so I didn't actually use the spell slot on that. I just
you're fine.
used it. Okay. Well, in that case, then I have 2 spell slots remaining. I'm gonna go ahead. I'll just cast Long Strider and say, fine, go kill yourself. Well, sir, have fun. Charge on forward. I'm fine with it. So I'll cast Long Strider on you. You're fast now. Go.
At which point I say, Wolfslayer, just don't charge so fast that I can't get within arrow range before you're within hitting things range.
No, do. I think it'd be funny. Go ahead.
I look at Aramel and say, and they think I'm the stupid one. And I start to stealthily approach.
What's all your passive perceptions?
15.
11.
What's passive perception?
What is your dexterity, and are you proficient in perception?
My dexterity is...
Not your dexterity, sorry, your wisdom.
10. I've got no proficiencies whatsoever.
Okay. And you've just got 10 wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlet?
Okay, so I've got +2 in wisdom, would that be? Yeah.
You do proficiency in perception?
Yes. +4.
Okay.
Wow.
At which point, all of you hear the movement of branches and footfalls as someone moves in your direction. You all look around, and you can see vaguely coming in your direction, slowly, and trying to be stealthy, is a human. He's about 60 feet away. He still hasn't spotted you. He is
And I'm
clad
still stealth.
in sort of a... you're all currently stealth.
Okay.
He is clad in padded armor, and he currently has a short sword out. Sorry, scimitar.
So he's approaching us, but he hasn't seen us. So he's not trying to sneak up on us.
No.
You said he
I
hasn't
am
spotted
going to count
us.
this as real time.
He hasn't spotted
drawn
us yet.
my bow. I've got an arrow knocked, and I'm sighting it at the person approaching, but I'm not firing
Okay.
yet.
If he hasn't spotted us yet, why would we try to kill him?
He's 50 feet away.
Okay, I'm grabbing my bow and getting ready just in case.
You will roll initiative. Wolfslayer was also just about to run out, so I'm going to count Wolfslayer's having advantage on initiative, Melthaz is having advantage on initiative because you've already got your bow ready,
Okay.
and Scarlet's having advantage on initiative because you've also got your bow ready.
Oh, okay.
I
That's
don't
much
need
better.
advantage.
No,
Well, actually,
you're
no, I
still
still
leaning
rolled a
down the
1.
badger.
No, I don't need advantage because this is not a bad guy. Because you guys shouldn't just shoot everyone that approaches us. Obviously. Wow, you got a natural 20.
I got
Nice
a
job.
natural 1 and then an 18.
So
how does that
22
work with
is
this
my
advantage?
initiative.
Okay,
Scarlet gets a 1. That's great. Good
Scarlet
job.
got a 17 with the other one though. So what did
Oh,
Melthaz
okay.
get?
The 2 dice I rolled was 1 and an 18.
Okay, so what's that plus your dex?
Oh, plus my dex would be 4 and 21.
The 21.
Yeah.
Okay. Scarlet, what did you get?
17 plus my dex would be 20, and 1 plus my dex would be 4.
Okay, so 20. And what did you get, Aramel?
I have a 12.
A 12.
No dexterity modifier. So
Okay.
because I know how macros work.
Right. Wolfslayer.
The kicker is I didn't want to go first.
You can delay your action. You can delay your turn.
Yes,
How
but
does that work?
wouldn't be very characteristic.
You can either delay your turn and then take your turn at any point in the turn, provided I haven't started someone else's turn. Or you can hold an action. So you can say, I'm going to get ready to run and stab him if he opens his mouth. At which point, basically, there is a triggering cause, and then you're going to try and do it.
So it appears that this is some random human who is also searching probably for these elves because he hasn't seen us. Is that what it looks like to me at the very least?
He came the direction from the camp.
He came the direction from the camp.
Yes, he is directly interposed between you and the
Oh.
camp right now.
Oh.
Right, so he's coming from the elves. Okay, I get it. I was also confused. I thought he was coming from behind us.
Oh, no,
Apologize.
sorry.
He came from the camp stealthily but doesn't know we're here.
So he just missed
So he
us.
probably heard us. All right.
So there's at least 3 enemies, and as you said, this is in real time. So, okay.
would
Well, that
like
changes
combat,
things. You
so-
didn't. I don't think you mentioned that he was actually
No,
coming from the
okay.
camp, and that he hadn't spotted
yeah.
us.
So,
I
Wolfslayer,
would-
what are you going to do?
I would like to hit him. I think
Okay.
first, I'm going to rage.
You have Longstrider active, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what that does.
Makes you run
30 movement.
really fast.
You have additive 30 movement. So if you have base movement of 30 feet per turn, you now have 60. And if you sprint, you can go at 120.
That means you can get there and you can hit him in one go.
I would like to.
How far away is he for the rest of us? Just out of curiosity.
And as she runs away, I whisper, "You can thank me tonight."
50 feet.
Sorry.
I can literally
I don't know where this.
accidentally shoot him in the neck right now if you want me to.
Okay.
So now,
Wolfslayer.
so now I've discovered that you've been negging me, and that's just worse.
Wolfslayer, if you rage, you might not be able to carry out your actions quietly. I will say that is a kicker there.
But would the Wolf Slayer we all know and love care about doing anything quietly?
Well, I was also
She's
going
not
to
an
try
idiot.
and incapacitate him, not actually kill him.
Okay.
So I won't rage yet, I guess.
Okay. I will say if you want to try and sneak up on him using a long strider, you can. It would be a stealth roll at disadvantage because you're moving very, very quickly.
Yeah, that's not going to work very well.
Yeah.
All right, this whole plan sucks. Because the problem that we have right now is we don't know that these guys are bad guys. We're just pretty sure.
Okay, well, you can choose to move to the side. You don't have to make an attack in your turn. You can just say, I'm going to hide under a bush.
That doesn't seem like something I would do.
Well, you are a barbarian, which means you are used to hunting and so on. You're not, always raging.
True, but I'm not patient. That is my character
Okay,
flaw.
what do you wanna
I'm
do?
Not patient. I'm going to ignore this one, and I'm gonna start pseudo stealthily skirting around him to get to the camp.
Okay. Would you like to move at your ridiculous long strider speed, or do you want to just carefully stealth?
Carefully, presumably.
Yeah, that you can. I'll let you move 30, so half your normal speed, and you can just roll stealth. The problem is, like, even if you can move really fast with long strider, you will still brush bushes so fast that, like, things
Yeah.
fall out of trees.
Yeah. All right.
So, yeah, stealth roll.
8.
Okay,
Oops.
that would make it Melthas.
Okay, I'm going to hold my action on the provision that he tries to make a loud enough noise to alert his fellows. So I'm just waiting.
The problem is, if you do that, he has to make the noise for that to be active.
Oh, right, okay. And he's going to open his mouth with a
You can say if he opens his mouth.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. You will shoot him if he opens his mouth.
Yes.
Okay. Scarlet.
Okay, the problem is now we're being very passive about it, but we've still got this badger. Is it making noise? Is that going to draw him towards me and Aramo at this point, where we are?
It's not being particularly loud.
Okay.
It's making sort of vague, very quiet.
Well,
Excellent badger noises. Well done.
I don't really know what a badger sounds like. Apparently, like, they make some sort of weird screaming sound, but
Yeah.
I was guessing.
I should know this, but I don't.
Okay.
At this point, I'm careful. Like, I don't want to draw attention to us right now. And look, Aramo, you can deal with the badger. I'm getting away from this situation, and so
Do you say that?
yes,
Okay.
I'm getting away from this situation. I'm going to hide a little more.
Okay, make a
And
stealth
wait
roll.
out.
Where are you hiding?
I'd probably go deeper into the bushes, actually.
So you want to go towards the camp, towards him, around the side? Or
I'd
just
say
where
around
you are?
him. I'd say
Okay,
around,
around
him.
him.
Yeah.
Opposite side to Wolfslayer, so you're encircling him.
I'm going to eat some
Okay.
jellied babies.
Seven.
Okay. And I believe you have an action
So
left. That's your
aware of
movement.
us. You're so sneaky.
Okay, so what is that?
You have an action left. Do you want to take an action? You can choose to delay your action based on a circumstance like Malthus did.
I'll delay it. At this point, I'm assuming I still have my bow out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll shoot if he starts to make his way towards either me or Wolf Slayer.
Okay, so if he moves, what would you get as movement? Just like moving, like as his body going towards, or are you saying like if he raises an arm or if he opens his mouth?
A very sudden movement towards one of us.
Okay, so if he starts.
Yeah.
That makes it Aramel's turn.
Okay, so I want to take a closer look at the badger. Since I'm being very quiet, and I just want to use my animal handling to, take a closer look. Like, is the blood that's on him, is there an active, like a bleeding wound? Is it just an old wound? Is he injured?
Make an investigate check, I guess.
Yeah, like I want to know if he's actually currently like wounded. Should I heal him?
Make
or
a
is he
medicate
just
check.
kinda...
Check then. Medic.
Medicine +3.
Yeah.
Okay. That would be a 14. 17.
Okay, so you clean a little bit of the blood away, and you see that it is his. It's a few hours old, at earliest. No more than maybe 8 hours. And it looks like it's been, like there is a line going from the top of his brow all the way to the back of his head, and it looks like that something like struck him, or like an arrow sort of clipped him along there, or like a point of a sword was drawn along there. But there's a very large, thick line. It looks like the flesh has been not quite cleanly cut, but torn, but not particularly jaggedly torn either. You're not exactly sure what it is.
Okay, and then when
from that, you probably say that he's not too badly injured. He probably has a concussion. He's probably, in game terms, probably in very low hit points.
Okay, now doing what I just did, what type of action was that?
That would have been an action to actually do a full-on check and clean some of the blood away.
Okay, well, because I like nature and all of its beautiful creatures, I'm going to use my bonus action. Then I'm just going to go ahead and say a few words to heal him using healing word. It's my only spell, so Aramel, sorry, Melfast,
Okay.
don't you dare get hit in the balls, because I'm not going to heal you. It's not going to happen.
I will try.
So that's a 1d4
very
plus
hard
5.
Not
Do I even need
Okay.
to roll?
Roll the health.
I do need to roll it? Okay.
Yeah.
I always.
Fine.
it's
It's 1d4 plus 5, so it's a pretty big roll. 6 HP.
6. Okay.
I just like nature's creatures. They're lovely.
More than his party members.
Hey, he shot me in the neck. There's a reason I didn't heal his balls.
Okay. It vaguely starts to close, but it's not completely healed. But it does help. It does help a lot. He gratefully nuzzles up to you a little bit.
Badger has a lot of
another bookmark.
Okay. And with that, I mean, that's the rest of my turn. There's only three parts to your turn, right? There's the action, the bonus action, and then like movement, 30
Yeah.
movement. So that's my whole turn.
movement. And he's going to join the initiative order.
The badger is.
15.
I have to be RB.
Okay.
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 Whilst we're
Very
waiting on Wolfslayer to get back, I'll just ask an out-of-character question, if I may. How does the whole holding of turns work? You did mention that someone can just basically hold their turn and then decide to take it as long as someone else's turn hasn't started. Is that right?
Yeah. If you have not taken your entire turn, you can say, I delay my turn. At which point you can take it anywhere in the round, provided no one else's turn has started.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
sorry.
So
So,
in future,
yeah.
then I'll favor doing
Just
that sort
delay.
of thing instead of like the conditional. If this happens,
The conditional thing can happen before the actions, though.
How do you mean?
Where if this guy, it's his turn. Here's a demonstration. He turns his head to look at vaguely where Wolfslayer is, turns his head to look vaguely where Scarlet is, opens his mouth.
I react before he reacts. Before he finishes his
Yes.
action, effectively.
Yes.
Versus you saying you'll delay your action and then he gets to do his whole turn before you can choose to activate your turn.
Okay.
So your turn becomes an interrupt, effectively.
Right, I understand. Okay.
You may go.
Okay, well, then I'm going to shoot at him. It looks to me
You
as
have
if
advantage.
he's
He
about...
hasn't spotted you. If you need it, we do have an inspiration die, thanks to the kind viewers, which is a D10 if any other party choose to use it.
No, it should be okay, I think. So
You can choose to add it afterwards if you do it before I tell if it's hit.
okay, so I'm rolling 2d20 because there's an advantage. Keep
Keep highest.
highest
Yeah.
one.
Make a
sorry.
macro.
KH1. Do I
In the
add any
time it takes you
proficiencies
to
or
do
anything?
it, you could make a macro.
What was that?
2d10, keep 1 plus dex plus proficiency.
Plus dex plus proficiency. I'm proficient with bows, and I've got 3 dexterity.
The
So
plus
that
5.
gives me 5. I need to update this actually a little bit. I haven't updated my weapons, but right, okay. See what that gives me. Natural 20.
So, what happens on a critical hit is you double the number of dice you roll. So you are rolling your damage dice, your sneak proficiency dice, and your extra damage dice and your extra sneak proficiency dice. The sneak is doubled.
So I'm basically
The-
rolling 4d6.
Yes.
We may not never know what he was about to say. If I get a roll like I did when I shot Arrow in the neck. Okay,
I hope you do. Show him who's boss.
12 in total.
Plus your dex?
Oh, plus my dex, which is extra 3.
Okay. So he opens his mouth, raises his arm with the sword in it, but before he can finish, Melthas, from 50 feet away, which is, it's not particularly far, lets fly. And this arrow that he doesn't see coming goes straight in between his teeth and just lodges in the back of his throat. Vaguely visible to Melthas is some white goose fletchings, and a good 8 inches of shaft is just out the back of his neck. He topples.
Fantastic! One shot, one kill.
We are no longer
Very
in battle
nice.
time.
Wonderful.
I'm guessing I'm no longer stealth.
So how's our
Wow,
badger
stealth.
doing? You said he entered into the initiative order. So what was this badger planning on doing?
Probably protecting
The
you,
badger
considering how much it
gets
likes
to its
you.
feet and looks around expectantly.
Well, we're best friends. So
Wait. Are we no longer in combat?
No,
no,
combat.
we're not.
Why
I
not?
shall name him Squishy.
Because the only person who was close enough to engage us in any sort of combat just died silently with an arrow through his mouth and out the back of
How
his neck.
far away is the camp?
Oh, if you want to go straight into combat, the camp from you is about
This is glorious bloody battle.
150.
it's about
That's what he
90
said.
feet from you.
You said 150 feet earlier.
150
But
feet.
okay.
Okay.
Sorry,
But I already-
You said
well, I
90
already
earlier. You
moved.
said 60.
I moved,
50.
so I've already
20.
moved 30 of that.
Yeah. So you're
Nice.
120 feet away then. Sorry.
Well,
Why
I'm,
did you move
I'm gonna
30?
keep pseudo stealthily heading in that direction. So I guess we are out
Okay.
of combat now.
Okay. So do you want to go up to the edge of the camp?
Yeah.
Anyone else?
And are they speaking a language that I understand? I do
The
not
moment-
speak
Perception
Elven.
check.
The moment Wolfslayer starts moving towards there, I re-stealth and start moving in her direction as well. Another arrow knocked. Oh, I've got a...
20 on the perception roll. Modified, not natural.
Nice. Scarlet, are you moving? Aramel, are you moving?
Yeah, I'm moving forward stealthily.
Well, assuming just by looking at the badger and kind of moving in that direction, it wants to follow me, I will go. Otherwise, I'm going to stay with my pet badger.
The
Squishy.
badger is following you and moves up with you. Right.
Okay.
Wolfslayer makes out some speaking in common. Did you see the way he squealed? Ah, that was really funny. It's a shame the dog's gone. Could have done with that. Oh well.
And that is all I need. I'm going to drop stealth and start charging as soon as I am within range that I can do that in one turn.
Okay. In which case, you want to be able to
I mean,
hit
they
in the
can
turn you
keep
charge.
talking in the meantime, but
You want to be able to do that in the turn you charge, right? So you want to be able to charge and hit. Okay, so you need to be at basically almost the edge of the clearing. So everyone else will get up to the edge of clearing with you. Can everybody make stealth rolls,
Okay.
including me.
including
How
you? Yeah.
far away is the edge of the clearing from the camp?
About 30 feet.
Okay, I would stop a good while before getting to that point. I've no intention to get any closer than I need to with my bow.
Well, let me know how close you want to be when we enter initiative.
Well,
I
I
got a
don't have
20
to worry
plus
about
five.
doing it sneakily anymore.
20, a 5, a 10.
Sorry, I've got to roll
And-
stealth. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine is +2. Sorry, I should have put that in.
Okay, sorry. 25, 7, 10.
I keep minus 17.
Okay. Maybe we should knock over, next person on trail. Managed to get a few trinkets off the last one, but at which point, roll initiative. Wolfslayer, you have advantage since you're initiating this as you choose to leap out of the bush. Melthas, where are you exactly?
I would like to stop about 60 feet away
Okay, you're 60 feet from the clearing or from the
from the
people?
camp. So
From the
another
camp.
30 feet on from the clearing.
Okay.
I hate virtual dice. 10.
So I just roll an initiative as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes?
Waste of a 20 on that last one.
Did the dice just roll? Because I didn't get any virtual dice rolling.
You
I
didn't type it right.
You didn't
Sorry,
roll.
yeah.
You said
I missed the
you
D.
would roll.
I missed
I
it.
got 20,
18.
he said.
Yeah, I've got 20.
Yeah.
You trust me, don't you?
Roll
Scarlet, what
20.
did you get?
D20. 19.
Plus your dexterity.
Plus dexterity is 22.
Okay, so who got the highest? I'm assuming it's you, 22.
I have
No,
10.
Malthus.
Not
What did you get?
actual
What did you get,
18.
Malthus?
8.
You rolled an 18 plus your dex.
Oh, plus my dex would be 21.
Okay, so 22 for Scarlet. 21 for Malthas. Aramel, what did you get?
10.
10. And then we'll say you got
10.
10.
both on 10. Okay.
But my 10 was prettier
Um,
than her 10.
fair enough.
Okay, so
It
effectively
was
what happens
natural.
is the combat initiates as soon as Wolfslayer jumps out of the bush with the intention to run forwards. The first person to react is Scarlet, noticing Wolfslayer has jumped out of the bush.
Okay, at this point, I'm going to switch to my short swords and run ahead.
Okay.
Brave, no.
You can only move 25 feet as a gnome.
Okay.
You end up 5 feet from the two people around the fire.
Okay.
Nice.
You
I'm
are not
sorry.
in combat. Would you like to do anything else?
At this point, I'd be as well actually just taking out the bow and trying to at least shoot an arrow at them.
5 feet away. Okay. You still got the bow out, so you run up 5 feet away and you go, bling! Roll it.
You missed from 5 feet away.
I will say, since you're 5 feet away, I will give you advantage because you are 5 feet away.
How did everyone catch up to me?
Because you were stealthing forwards, you move at 30 feet and everyone else is moving 30 feet.
And not stealthing?
They were stealthing too. But effectively, I said that Longstride doesn't count for stealth because you will still end up rustling bushes at a run speed.
Yeah, so you had the spell, but you just didn't choose to use the extra speed.
You do have it now, though, so you can go ridiculously fast.
Yeah, I just thought I was the only one heading that way. That's fine.
No. Scarlet head that way.
We all
He's a little
followed.
behind, and he chose to stay behind. Aramil is not quite at the edge where you were, but Scarlet moved with you.
Okay, so an advantage I got 23, and then damage of hit would be
D6 plus Dex, so 6.
6.
Okay, so
Which one are you
this
shooting at?
human turns around. I assume the closest one.
Yeah, the closest one.
Turns around and instantly gets an arrow just sort of in under the ribs on the left side, and sort of staggers backwards. That makes it Malthus's turn.
Okay. Is there any... Would I be able to tell at all how badly wounded this human was?
He has an arrow in below his ribs.
I'm fairly certain if I put an arrow through Wolfslayer below her ribs, she'd still be able to wallop me. So... I'm just gauging, like... Effectively, would my character understand hit points? I can't gauge how much
You
3 hit
gather
points is.
that he is badly hurt but able to function currently. And
Well, in
he
that
did
case,
cry
I aim
out.
for the same person then.
Okay.
This
Roll
is
it.
just
You
my
are-
player knowledge not being the same of knowing what 3 hit dice is, really.
Yeah.
Do I
And I
roll
believe we
advantage?
should probably get out some battle music.
Is it a normal attack or advantage from my point of view?
It's advantage because they don't know where you are.
Okay. Keep highest plus my dex, and my proficiency.
Hey, there's this thing called macros.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Okay, roll damage.
Sneak attack again.
Yep.
So in this case, it would be 2d6. Yeah. Plus my dex would be an extra 3, so that's 9.
Okay, so you fire an arrow, and this guy, just as he begins to cry out, takes an arrow straight through the side of the head, going in one ear, falls to the side, over the campfire.
I'm noticing a pattern in where I aim.
Back begins to smolder.
Fantastic. I'm not human, so eating them is not cannibalism.
What?
He's
Why are you so
roasting
obsessed with food?
Okay, at which point...
You're not helping the overall impression that people have of tieflings. Just
I don't
tossing
care.
that out there.
The one closest to Scarlet pulls out a crossbow and point blank is going to shoot Scarlet and can also have advantage.
It's back on the menu, boys.
Surprised and kind of taken aback that their compatriot has just got shot dead, quickly raises the crossbow and fires, and Scarlet ducks down and the arrow goes flying off into the forest. Two others emerge from the tents nearby, all looking at Scarlet, because it's the only person they've really seen, particularly, and both of them have crossbows. Okay, neither of them are particularly surprised and are able to act. What's your armor class?
Oh dear.
14.
Oh dear. That look.
Yeah.
I'll just
Okay.
say I don't eat people who I know the names of. So it's okay, Scarlet. I'll bury you and I'll say nice things.
One
Thank you.
fires a crossbow bolt at you, not particularly long range. The crossbow bolt skims your leg, doing 3 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
The next crossbow bolt, however, hits you square in the chest, right in the sternum, doing 9 points of piercing damage. And you are flung backwards a couple of feet, and I assume you're unconscious.
How does that work out? Is it because her hit points are below a threshold or 0 or something?
Yeah, they either go to 0 or below 0, and she's been reduced to that, so she is now bleeding out.
Okay, how does that work as a player who doesn't necessarily know how it
Okay,
works?
you can either make Medicaid checks to try and stabilize someone. You can either heal them. Aramil does have a spell slot left because he didn't use the one earlier, so you only have one spell slot left. If you heal them, they get back up immediately. Or you can try and let them stabilize, and they will just make a d20 roll. The top half is a point towards life, the bottom half is a point towards death. The first to reach 3 is what happens.
Okay.
That makes it... Ooh, I didn't roll for our friend.
Come on, giant badger. Don't get confused and eat the gnome. I
The
know
giant
it's tiny.
badger axe.
It's basically the size of a meal. Just don't eat it.
It charges at the closest person at the campfire, who missed Scarlet, and it makes an attack. Where is it? Here we go. It bites deep into the flesh of the leg of this person, but doesn't manage to get particularly deep through the armor. The second attack, as it swipes its claws, the person manages to sort of kick the badger away, but the person is slightly injured.
Okay.
That would make it Wolfslayer's turn.
So everybody is holding crossbows, not swords.
They have scimitars at their side.
And there are 2 near Scarlet?
There are 2
Where she fell?
about 20 feet away, less than that, maybe 15 feet, and there's one right next to her body.
And one of them is injured.
The one next
Yeah,
to her
that's the
would be
one
injured,
just
yeah.
that's in combat with the giant badger.
All right. I will attack the other one that's near Scarlet.
Okay. There's only
And
one
I
near
would like-
Scarlet.
What?
There's only one near Scarlet. There's one about 5 feet from Scarlet, and there are 2 15 feet from Scarlet.
Whatever. It's not the one fighting the badger.
That's the 2 further away then. You can get to them because you've got long stride.
You need a map.
We do need a map.
Theater of the mind.
My viewers are demanding a map.
Theater of the map. All right. Regardless, the one standing near Scarlet is not engaging with the badger.
Yes, it is.
It.
The one
Okay.
near Scarlet.
I'll
is
attack one of
fighting
the other
badger.
ones, but
Okay.
I'd
you can
like
get
to
combat with both of
rage
them if you want.
first.
Okay, you rage. You can get into combat with both of them if you like. They're standing next to each other.
Well, I only get 1 attack,
Yeah.
so I can't
If
really.
you're in
engage.
combat with
Okay.
them, I get added damage.
Great. I would like to hit one of them.
Okay, you run up to the one closest to you, vaguely. Ridiculously fast speed. You just sort of smoke trail of dust behind you as you sprint
Wile
across.
Coyote.
Make your attack.
All right. Ugh,
That is a hit.
good.
And since you ran at them and attacked, I'll give you +1 damage because you're going ridiculously fast.
Then 10 points.
Okay. You run right up, and as you're running forward, just swing the axe double-handed across from your side, and digs really deep into the chest of the guy that you're aiming at. His padded armor sort of cushioning the impact a little bit, but it goes properly in. You hear some cracks, and blood starts dribbling down. He is still conscious, but only just. That would make it Aramel.
Okay, well, I witnessed Scarlet get, shot, and I want to try to stabilize her. So
She's
I'm gonna use a.
How far
Yeah,
away
medicine-
is Aramil right now? Because he was a little bit further from the clearing.
He can use his word, though. His healing word can shout and heal.
Okay, that's cool. Can it not?
It can, totally can.
But he doesn't like her enough to give away his position.
Tomorrow, tomorrow I could do that. I could do that tomorrow.
You can do it now. You've got a spell slot left.
Yeah, but
Let's
he memorized
let's
other
just-
things.
Let's just say you're right. I'm gonna do a medicine thing first. Stabilize her.
You can't because you're too far away.
Why not? Because I used Long Strider and then I used Healing Word on the Badger, so that's 2.
Oh, you used healing word on the badger.
Don't you remember
yeah.
that?
Sorry, I forgot that. Yeah, you're
Oh,
fine.
yeah, he's getting old.
Okay, you
in
can run up.
years.
I get
to
bonus
Scarlet.
karma. Bonus karma for being honest, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Totally.
Yeah, totally. You run up to Scarlet, but that counts as a dash.
A dash is what? Just sprinting? It's
Yeah, you sprint. You take your action to sprint.
okay. I'll do that. I'll do that, and I'll do a medicine check. So
you
it's
can't do.
D20.
You can't stabilize her. You can do a medicine check. You can't stabilize her without an action. You need an action to be able to heal someone.
What can I do with a bonus action then?
What can you do with bonus action? I don't think you can do very much at the moment. You could turn into a bear.
No, I cannot. I'm level 1.
Oh, you're level 1. No, you can't turn into a bear. What can you do with bonus action? Not much at this level.
So why would I charge forward if I can't do anything? Just like, oh no, she's dying. Like,
Okay,
oh,
you can
God.
walk. You can walk 30 feet, and you can do an action if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that. Can I do
Okay,
that?
what are you
and
gonna do
then
for your action?
I'll do the medicine check to
You
stabilize
can't,
her.
you're not near her.
The whole. Oh no!
I
she's
am near her.
dying!
How is she get so far away?
Thinking
She's
my
a
mind.
hobbit. She's miniature.
Yeah, but
She's
you didn't make it up
barely
to
ahead
the,
of me.
You didn't make it up to the hedge line before Wolfslayer charged. What do you want to do?
No, we all did. We all did because she waited. She
You
walked
didn't.
slower, and we were all
Wolfslayer, did
roughly
you
at the
wait?
hedge line.
You didn't. You said you waited with the.
She
badger.
walked
She said
stealthily
she
at
charged
30
quickly.
feet. At
You
30
said
feet,
you
and then we were all
waited.
about there.
You said you
Yeah,
waited.
but she already
we all
left
heard
before you. What would you like to do?
I guess I'm just gonna wander forward aimlessly and say, "Oh no, a dying person." I'm
Do you
done.
move or do you dash?
I get up as close to her as I can.
Okay, you dash.
Well
you
done,
get to the unconscious corpse of Scarlet.
It took me a while to
appreciate
get
it.
it.
That
You did the right thing, I think.
Scarlet, please roll a d20. One point towards life. If you hit 3, you stabilize.
Okay, so what do I do with
We
that?
can draw on the Roll20 background, but that's going to mess with everyone's green
overlay.
screen thing. So I'm sorry everyone was asking me to draw a map. I would, but I can't.
That makes it Malthas.
Okay.
Right back.
I'm going
Right.
to shoot. There's just so I can refresh my memory. There's one human
There's one
engaged
about
with the badger, stood right over Scarlet, and now Aramil.
Yep.
There's one currently engaged with
Wolfslayer.
Wolfslayer, and there's another who isn't engaged with anyone but isn't aware of my being there at all yet. Is that right?
No one's aware of you being there really at the moment.
Okay.
They're all too busy with other people.
I'm going to shoot at the only one who's not preoccupied by being
Okay.
fighting. Okay,
So about 2 feet from Wolfslayer is this spare person who is going to get shot.
yes, I'm really sorry if this messes up. Okay, I'm ready for a natural one. So is this an advantage as well because it's not aware of me?
Yep.
Okay. Please be good. Be kind. 28. Oh wait, no, that's
No.
no. I put well anyway, 16 plus 5, so 21. Sorry, I'm terrible with this.
Yeah, you hit.
Arrow Miller's walked away, so you can't shout at me for not using macros. It's okay. Right, so just sneak attack damage. 2d6. 8. Oh, and my
Plus
dex, which should be
dexterity.
3, so 11.
Your arrow sails over the combatants, goes straight into this guy's chest, and he crumples to the ground.
Dead.
He's dead.
Fantastic.
It is now Badger.
Badger, mushroom.
He tries angrily to snap at the legs of this person who's harmed one of his friends and fails. And he then tries to claw the person, but the well-experienced bandit backs off. The bandit then drops the crossbow, pulls out an object. You're not exactly sure what it is, any of you. Points it at the badger, and there is a loud flash and bang. Aramil, you're not very far away from this. You now have a ringing in your ears. There's sort of after image of sort of a bright area on your vision from where the bandit was. And there is a puff of dirt next to the giant badger who quickly dodges to the side. The one in combat with Wolfslayer pulls out a scimitar, takes a swing. What's your armor class?
14.
Just manages to hit you. Swings around with the scimitar and... Yeah, after your resistance, you take 1 point of damage as this scimitar just sort of swings into your shoulder and then rebounds almost.
I look him right in the eye and laugh. A nice hearty.
Okay, that would make it Wolfslayer.
Oh, she's going to enjoy this, I fancy.
I would like to kill the man in front of me who thinks he can hurt me.
You pull the axe out of his chest. Blood gushes out.
So wait, that's the guy that just tried to hit me? Is the guy I already attacked?
Yeah.
I'd like to punch him in the face.
You drop your axe.
No, even better, grab my shield and just smack him in the head with it.
Okay, you let go of the axe. You leave it in his chest. You pull the shield out, and that is an improvised weapon. It will do D4 damage plus strength bonus. You may roll to hit.
Okay. Right. 14.
Roll damage.
D4 plus strength.
You
So 5 points.
bring the shield around from behind, and as he's still looking down at the axe, trying to sort of put one hand on it to clasp it out, you just bring the shield down from above, right down in front of him, across his face, and he crumples to the ground.
And I'll yank my axe back.
There is a loud clang, and there is a crack of bone. That would make it Aramel.
Okay, well, okay. I still don't quite understand how the saving throws work. She rolled a 19, and so she's on her way towards
life.
stabilization.
If she gets 3 towards life, she gets stabilized. If she rolls 3 towards death, she dies.
And what's a point toward life? How high do you have to roll?
In the top half of a d20, so 11 plus.
Okay, so more than... Okay. And if I roll
50-50
stabilize...
You just make a medicine test. If you succeed on a 10 or more, she's stabilized.
Oh, well, absolutely. I'll just do that then.
Yeah.
Why risk it? That's my actual action.
Yeah, because
And
you're
then I'll use
properly like healing in the old-fashioned sense.
Okay, well, just in case, because I can see combats happening all around, I'm going to use my bonus action. I'm going to cast Your Lady on my staff and just have it ready, prepared. I'm ready for battle. But also, I'm going to take my actual action to stabilize our wounded comrade.
Sure.
And that would be a D20 plus 5. No, I'm actually not plus 5 on medicine. I'm plus 3, I think.
Yeah.
Medicine check, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Behold the power of macros, except I rolled a 9, which is a 12, which is good enough.
Okay, so you sort of break off the end of the arrow. You leave the arrowhead in because you don't have any way of really pulling that out right now. And you just put pressure on the wound. You tie some bits of cloth that you rip off of the nearby corpse of the bandit. And you tie it so that it's nice and tight. And the bleeding stops. She breathes a little bit deeper. You are now stabilized.
Cheers.
That would make it Scarlet's turn. You're stabilized. That would make it Malthus's turn.
Okay, how many combatants still stand? Is it just
One.
one? And he's clearly
combat with
visible
a
to me?
badger.
In combat with a badger. Well, it seems that there's just one person for me to attack then. Is he aware of me yet? Oh, actually, no, he's already in combat, isn't he? So
Someone in combat.
fantastic.
That's a hit.
Plus 3, which would give me 12.
Your arrow sails over the top of the badger, digs into this guy's pelvis, very deep. He screams and collapses and writhes around for about 10 seconds before going still.
You're welcome, everyone. You don't need to say thanks. I know you feel it in your heart.
Combat is now over.
Except Wolfslayer, who probably feels that I've been kill stealing this whole time. I only got to hit one person. You're so full of them, you swine.
Okay. I think now is probably a good place to take a break since we are just over halfway through the stream.
Indeed.
So, thank you very much for watching so far. We'll find out what the hell went on during that fight and what they were doing up there in the next half of the stream. Do stay with us. We'll be back shortly after this break. It'll be about 8 to 12 minutes long, I guess. Yeah, we'll manage to get a drink, maybe a bite to eat, and go to the toilet, whatever. But we will catch you again shortly. Stay tuned, and we'll be back.